First Lady of Ngomane of Hhoyi under the leadership of Inkosi, Mbawula Ngomane, Hhoyi II, who serves under the constituency of the Hhoyi Traditional Council in Mpumalanga. Managing Director of Odiweni Enterprise, a business in poultry and vegetable farming. Founder of Inkosi Lamdluli Foundation. Mpumalanga First Lady Women Empowerment Forum. Founder of a clothing and textile company and also an events company. Social activist and advocate, most importantly, for women and youth. She's in the building. They're going to have a fireside chat to find out more about her business, what she's done, and what she can share with you. Trust me, it's going to be very inspirational. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together for the Queen. Queen Nombulelo Ngomane. Come on, Mpumalanga, let's show some love. Let's show some love. Let's show some love. All right, and it's going to be in Mbawula Church, just a conversation which will be facilitated by Ubulelani Balabali. He doesn't like a round of applause, but ngala nemshayela izandla.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you well? This is the second last part of the segment. This is the segment that we call Mbawula Chat. So it's a fireside chat with an amazing individual who's doing amazing work. But also it's amazing and it's great to see so many young people out here, you know, on a Saturday in the morning, you know. So it sort of dispels the misconceptions or the narrative that says young people don't want to work, they don't want to better their lives, and they don't want great opportunities. And thank you to our amazing speakers, Mamse Zanele and Sis Lucia and Dr. Frank, the energy. But for this particular moment in the segment, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge Her Royal Highness. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let's give her an amazing round of applause, man, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Today, you know, when I was talking to her, she was like, yeah, you know, I don't really like talking to people. But you look at the profile, it's like, he's done so many and amazing things. But assuming, I want to take the position, and everyone in the room, the assumed position of, we don't know you, we've never met you. How would you best introduce yourself?
First of all, thank you, T, for the invitation, to our wonderful speakers. Thank you all for, it's been a long day, and this is the last segment, so I'm hoping, like I said to you, I'm not that interesting, so please try and make it that short, because I don't want to bore the people, but I'll try my best. So sitting before you is Inkosi Lamdluli, as they've already mentioned. I am from Kanyamazane, and I'm happy to be here. I am the founder of Odiweni Enterprise, which is a poultry farming business. We also do vegetable farming, among other things. And yes, I am a royal wife to His Royal Highness Inkosi Hhoyi II, but I'm here today as Nombulelo Ngomane, a young lady from eNhlazatshe. I don't know if you guys know eNhlazatshe, that's where I'm from. And ngifike kaNgomane ngomshado. I'm not born royalty. I found myself in a royal family. So, but my job is to inspire youth, and why I'm here today is because I wanted, you know, for those who are wondering, there's always that notion or that perception and be served. it's actually contrary to that. We are serving our people. And I would just like to share that story today. And that is what I do. The purpose that I live and strive towards every day is to just share Gutsi, Inkosi Nikwendekan. I live around that, and that's why I'm here today, and that's who I am. Thank you very much.
Round of applause. Amara, this audience. You know, whenever I come across great individuals that are doing amazing work and they continuously serve, you know, one of the biggest questions that comes to me personally is, what inspires you? You know, what inspires you to continuously say, you know, in a country plagued with the socioeconomic issues that we have, to consistently go out and do the amazing work that you do?
Yes. Well, like Mam Lusha Olshan has already alluded, you know, we come from somewhere. We all have that story. With little that they have, they manage to, you know, live around that and still sustain, you know, their livelihood. So I do what I do, you know, having been inspired by my late father, who from a very young age, you know, arrived in eNhlazatshe, waqala spaza, grew spaza sakhe, ngasibona sikhula siba supermarket, where I also used to work. And that's where I developed my passion for people. That's where I developed the passion for people, for development. My entrepreneurial spirit, you know, emanates from that background. And it just grew and grew, and as I grew older, like I said, I'm not born royalty. I found myself marrying someone, Losep Kosin, and I looked around and what can I bring in to this family? You know, they've got the land, they've got this and that, but what value can I add? You know, and then from there, that's when I realized, I've got a purpose, there's a reason why I'm here. And that purpose is to help people, is to develop a community. Yami is to not only align a vision in Inkosi, but to also develop myself, develop other women that look up to me. So the love of people, looking at the fact that, you know, South Africa, most youth I spend, I have an obligation and a duty to make sure that I do my bit and assist where I can and bring those that are less fortunate, and with the opportunities that I have and the exposure that I have, bring those who have sort of like fallen behind and just help them grow, develop them, you know, socially, mentally, physically, with all the programs that we run. So it's just living around the purpose that God has placed me.
And, you know, I think I'd love for us to tell us a bit about the Future Leaders program, right? I mean, there's a mentorship program under there. What does that program do? Because, you know, mentorship is such a vital and important part, because majority of young individuals, and I think in this particular case, young black individuals are going out into the world building stuff almost with no blueprint.
Yeah.
Maybe just tell us a bit about, you know, Future Leaders and part in the mentorship program.
Yes. All right. Part of what I do is I'm a patron of the Royal Ngomane Foundation. So we're not a cause that is specific. I mean, an NGO that is specific to a specific cause. I'm responsible for women. I'm responsible for youth. I'm responsible for Banlabatsala. I'm responsible for the disabled. So, but then this program targets specifically Lusha. It is called Future Leaders because we believe they are our future torchbearers. They are the ones who are going to move this country forward. So looking at the rate of unemployment in South Africa, we felt the need, we need to empower them. And Future Leaders is a youth-based initiative where we organize entrepreneurship seminars such as this one, where we invite government parastatals, we invite the public and the private sector businesses, and we try and encourage Banlabasha. I'm from a rural family. Where I'm based, Gusemaphandleni, Hhoyi, if you've been to Hhoyi. We are surrounded by farms. So through this program, we try and encourage Lusha. There's so much more you can do other than farming, because most of them, their livelihood is centered around farming. And we try and push Uguti. There's so much you can do. There's opportunities in IT, there's opportunities not only agriculture, there's opportunities available everywhere, but also with what they have around them, of which emakhaya tuguti kune space. We also encourage them to use what they have, and that program is centered around that. Uguti, use what you have where you are. Basically, that's how I started. I looked around, what can I do using what I have to upscale myself? So that's what we do, encourage them. I mean, we've got young leaders now who have taken up photography. You know, we encourage them, you can actually use that camera and make a living out of yourself. So, we are go event, you know, as you can see here, there's content creators, there's social media, you know. We encourage them to look into the beauty industry. All you need is a beauty kit. You can start a makeup empire, you know. So it's about that. It's a mentorship program. And it's really what we pride ourselves for, what we've done for the youth where I come from.
It's amazing work. Now, you know, you do so many different things. How do you balance? Because, and I ask this also on the backdrop of ordinarily being an entrepreneur, you know, you start the business as an events company, but the events don't come, so you start selling bricks. But the brick season ends and then you start selling fruits. And then people don't really like fruits or they are seasonal, then you start selling dresses. So we end up doing so many different things, and sometimes we do them almost with no good intent apart from making money, but sometimes the intent is to get enough money to feed into the main business, and we need to be very strategic about that. But I like this question around balance because I struggle with balance.
Yeah.
And how do you sort of navigate the different things that you work on?
And it's really not easy because looking at Simola, South Africa, you know, you find yourself dabbling with, you know, different things because you're trying to make it, you know. So, and they always say, Uma go business, try and focus, go business, we say until. But the conditions that we live in, you know, they call for us to be proactive in our thinking, to be strategic, you know, to look at our environment. If this is working for me now, will it work for me in the future? What can I do that is aligned to a business yami that I can add? Going back to my inspiration, you know, my father, I always draw inspiration from him, you know, from Spaza shop, supermarket, and then he realized there's so much competition around, you know, the village. What else can I add that can, you know, help maximize profits? So then, wa add igesi, wa add transportation, and all those things are things that he needed in order to boost the business that he already had, and that's what I do. We run events Elukwatini, imimemo. I'm not sure if you are familiar with them. So within imimemo, kufuneka, you know, sound, kufuneka stage, kufuneka catering, and that's how, you know, I found myself doing events management, because then instead of outsourcing, then I'm able to use that division that is in-house. And we cook our own food using bomama bendao, so we do our own catering. So you always look around to see what can you add as a value proposition to your business. So it's easier to manage because first, I love what I do. It's not something completely different to what I'm doing. I'm just adding value to one, increase or maximum profits, to ease my cash flow, to create more work, obviously, and to just allow me to be able to, grow my business in a way. So that's how I find balance. Everything is centered into what I do already.
Now, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, there's so many young, amazing women in this room, and some might not necessarily have the confidence, and some might even have doubts. Do I even have the economic right to go chase my dreams?
Yeah.
Do I have my own, my own personal, the personal strength to say that I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go into male-dominated spaces and take over? And sometimes the doubt is there because and I sort of allude to the story most of the time when I talk to say, in most of the places and most of the corporates I do work with, it's the amazing women that are there that are championing for this big, amazing corporate.
Yeah.
But whenever we have engagements and it's asked who has done this, it's never the women that show up. It's the guys, I guess, that's also it's also like predominantly a culture thing that has happened. What would your advice be to this young, amazing lady who's here, who's running her business? She's doubting herself, she's double thinking, she doesn't necessarily think that she's got the economic right to participate and to dominate in her space.
Yeah. What I can say is, as an entrepreneur, you need to have that enduring spirit, that resilient spirit. Uguti, anything can happen. You might face challenges along the way, not because you're a woman, not because you come from a rural background, but it's there are those doorkeepers, who will open the door, but and you must do certain things in order for you to get in. So we have those challenges. You just need to believe in yourself, believe in your brand, and maybe, for instance, Bolelani might close the door on you, but someone else will open the door for you. And once you lose it from the beginning, you will feel vele, in order to succeed, in order to increase my business, I have to do this and this and that. And that is not true. So I'm an advocate for women. And we also have programs where we mentor and develop our young upcoming women. So it really pains me, Guti, we have to go through so many obstacles. But in every business, keep pushing. When you fail, fail forward. I think that is just the key to success. Keep going. Not everyone is going to, close the door. And there's so many opportunities available for us out there. You just have to keep on, keep on pressing, keep on checking, and I believe that women are now occupying space, and I'm happy to see that majority of the people that are here today, I think it's women, if Mbawula. So ladies, a round of applause to you. You could have been somewhere else, you could have said, what, I've got a hair appointment. I've got to so-and-so to meet at 2 o'clock. I'm going on a date. But you're here today and you're looking for information to empower yourself. And really, thank you, T, for doing what you do, and obviously Nedbank and all the sponsors that have contributed to the upliftment of not only women, but, to the youth of South Africa.
And I just think just on that, my personal advice, especially to guys, is create an enabling environment for women to do well.
Yes.
Don't look at a woman and think that's a piece of meat.
Yeah.
You know, that's limited thinking, because if you're really a smart guy, you would understand that women are enablers.
Yeah.
And if you are able to align and affiliate with them, you'll actually open way more doors in business.
Yeah.
Shift the limited mindset. Just as a separate note, because this is, and you sort of ask, how does this come into business? You know, this is some of the conversations I personally have with a lot of male friends, you know. Say, oh my God, but what did she present? What did she present? Is it valuable? Yeah, it's valuable, but maybe, no. Focus. Because when you focus, then you develop, you grow the brand, and you are able to create an enabling environment for the women in and around you. The moment you create this amazing enabling environment, then everyone wins.
Yeah.
And you win in the right way. And that is super, super important. So what is, you know, is there a motto you live by? And what is that motto? Or what is the one piece of advice? I know you might have gotten a lot of pieces of advice, but what is the one of the pieces of advice that stands out the most to you? You can either answer both or answer any one of the two.
There's so many, you know, mottos that I live by, but I always look again around me and get motivation and draw inspiration from people like Abo, Mrs. Ochan, you know, from Zanele, you know, from that guy who is selling, you know, vegetables, lapa, you know, under the tree, you know, it's those daily routines that people do, and the commitment that I see in others too, that encourages me to say it is possible. You know, I can do it. Irregardless of where what I have, what I don't have, you know, the environment, you know, that we live in South Africa calls for us, you know, to really stand up and do things differently. So many speakers, such as yourself, actually, when I saw that you are running this program and I received the invitation, I was like, you know, he's such a humble young man. You know, you could have, you know, taken whatever you were given and took it for yourself and ran. But you said, you know, there's people where I come from that look up to me, that need you. And you are now spreading it across, you know, the country. And so it's people such as yourself where I draw inspiration from. And the motto that I live by, again, I would say, you know, we don't have much. Not everyone, you know, has everything. We all start from somewhere. And la ukhona khona, qala, you know, lolo nago, kusebenzise, taksida, noma uqala, you know, at a certain level, one day you will reach your full potential. And with whatever that you have, always think dindlela of maximizing it. You know, how can I improve this and that? And it's just something that I live by every day. And yeah, that's it.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The one beautiful piece of advice that we got there, well, there were actually two, because the one you said in the beginning, start with what you have. Because sometimes we undermine what we have. We look down on what we have. And then the second part, just start. You know, there'll never be a good time to start. Start where you are with what you have. And the amazing advice that we would have gotten from Dr. Frank around money mindset, you know, and everything that we would have learned, you know, from Sis Zanele, from Sis Lucia, apply it in your business with these principles and be very diligent and focused on your business. But before I closed, I've got one more question, but I don't want to ask it. I'll just, two questions. Anyone who's got a question, a compliment? Okay, Dr. Frank is the one, the last one before. Thank you, the lady over there. Maybe let's do it this way, because it's two individuals. Oh, they'll come. Yeah, oh, please, Dr. Frank. Yeah, please. And then the lady, yeah, you can come ask her. Oh, no one told you? Ah, just come. Plazumeshile. Here you go, Dr. Frank.
First, thank you for this amazing opportunity T is doing in communities. My question is, how do you remain so humble, grounded, just an easily approachable person, just given the bio we have had? What is it that grounds you and we experience you as we have today?
First of all, thank you for such a wonderful compliment. I would say it's just for the love of people. That's how I grew up. Nje, you know, it's who I am. I'm not even gonna try and, you know, glorify myself or anything like that, but it's just who I am. And, you know, and how I was brought out. I mean, I was brought up. What else can I say? It's just, you know, when you work with people and when there's people that look up to you, you know, I'll say it again, it's very important to be pants. It's very important to ube umuntu, you know. So, and it's just a natural thing.
Good morning, everyone. So, mine is not a question. It's actually directed to you, Putbulelan. I'm gonna wait for him to finish. Putbulelan, I don't know if I should say on behalf of everyone, but I just want to say we really, really thank you and we really appreciate you. And we appreciate the opportunity. And for whoever is gonna win the 50,000 rands, please make sure that you do the best out of it, because most people are struggling to get finances, most people are unemployed, so starting a business is actually a challenge. So for me being here today, I just want to say thank you so much, and I didn't know anything about your organization. I don't know how I heard about it, but being here, I got to actually network and I got to know people and got to know you and your page, and we thank you so much, Queen Siyabonga Sister Sanele, and Sis Lucia and everybody else that has come through to teach us. It is for free. It is not every day where you find an opportunity that you can actually do something for free and you actually get food as well. And it is free. No, I'm being serious, because the government agencies, they actually conduct trainings and they are unable to give us lunch. So you find that people are coming from far. They are attending these trainings and organizations, but they don't get free lunch. So we just want to say thank you. We really appreciate you. MC, thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you to Nedbank. Give them a round of applause, right? Because they enable us, they've been enabling us to do this. But just also, it actually reminds me of something. You know, we're doing something, you know, which is a survey that we've put out, the impact of load shedding on small businesses, right? Collectively, when you get the link, just fill it up. You know, so that whatever solutions that we drive is solutions to the entrepreneurs that are out there, which is you, me, who are directly affected by this up and down and up and down and up and down, so that we stop waiting and we start creating our own solutions. Just by way of closing, what would your closing remarks be, your word of wisdom, or anything you just have in your mind and in your heart? Because like Dr. Frank, that's the one thing that got me when I was engaging, like such an approachable, humble individual. And I think that's one thing that I would have always desired from any leader or any individual who's in a position of power, to just be approachable, you know. And we appreciate that amazing quality that you have. And I think for me, I'll learn from that, and I hope everyone else in the room will also learn from that. But your closing words and remarks, and then we move over to the last part of the program.
Just to encourage you, everyone that is here today that is pursuing their business interest, keep pursuing. Don't stop trying. Like I said before, you know, failure is an opportunity to learn. Every obstacle that you that you might come across, you know, use it as a stepping stone to better yourself, to change your environment. So keep believing in yourself. Everyone, Bulelani, everyone, Magelusha started some way, and they are here today because of that entrepreneurial spirit that they have, that we all need to develop in order, you know, to thrive. Gule economic environment, let's say, did for South Africa, and obviously across the globe. So that's all I can say today. Stay motivated, keep pushing, and fail forward. Thank you.
Let's give the Queen a round of applause. Thank you so much. But before you leave the stage, we just need a single shot of you. Then we're going to give you your gift as well as our two amazing speakers as well. The center. Yeah. Could we just please have you here? Well, another round of applause. We've got something for you. Bring it up. Logo always facing. Thank you so much. So what we've done, all the exhibitors, all the products we've purchased, Nedbank has purchased products from every exhibitor, and those are the products that we use to give to our speakers, and then we take them wherever we go. Thank you so much. This is, and these from the exhibitor. Buy flowers. Like Dr. Frank said, next month is the month to do that every day. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause to every lady's best friend. No, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll hand over back to Sbu. Please give the rest of the gifts to our other speakers, and then let's do the last part of our program. Thank you, guys. Thank you.